morning, everyone. I'm done and inside the master plan. Refresh myself. Honor unto the Lord of my country, to be obedient to the laws of God.
Things, and not of those who have incurred your displeasure, nor of those who have gone astray. Amen. Following this, I recited just two small prayers which fit the occasion. The first is Rabbi Zidni Ilma, which is, O my Lord, increase me in knowledge. And the second is that, O Allah, indeed I ask you for beneficial knowledge. So with this occasion here, we thank the Zara company and the police force opportunity for at least the lineners here to increase themselves in knowledge and excel in all types of fields. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Brother Fahad. Can I call on Sergeant Prasad to lead us in the hymn of prayer?
Morning, boy, the closer. Om Shanti Om. I desire only the deliverance from grief of all those afflicted by misery. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, from the darkness to the light, from death to immortality. May there be peace on this earth. Om Shanti Om. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Prasad. I now call on Pastor Selvin Sales to lead us in our Christian prayer.
Good morning. Could we all stand, please? Let us pray. Father, we honor you, bless you, glorify you. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity you've afforded the Guyana Police Force in collaboration with these wonderful
Madam Mayor, Mrs. Juanita Arundel, Deputy Commissioner, Administration, Mr. Carvin, with us, members of Zara, senior officers, members of the Cops and Fleet, members of our station management, members of the media, ranks. It gives me great pleasure in introducing each and every one on this program. This morning is a simple but very significant ceremony. The Zara company is here. Please welcome Mr. Dr. J. Sobraj, President J. and Sylvia Sobraj Foundation, to the podium.
Good morning, all. I'm the seat around each and every one of you. Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished guests, members of the table, all the ranks in the forces. I've met most of you before. You guys always look so astounding and most important today. Where we are sitting here or standing must be the safest place in, and we all feel comfortable. This center, it was something that was requested, and our IT consultant, Mr. Rich, had a look at it. A lot of discussions with, and we were asked to give our guidance and assistance as required. When Linden came up as a site for a center, the question was asked, why Linden? Well, I said, charity begins at home. Some people think, well, charity only in the Cameroon. I said, I'm a Linden boy. said, yes. Me and my elder brother, we both worked in the Guyana Bauxite Company that was at the time, in the 70s, as engineers in the mining section. I was an engineer in the primary stripping department. It's some 45 years ago, I think 47 years ago. And at that time, it was a boom town, a lot of potential. But I always admit this, I was a coward when I left. I went back to England, me and my wife. I've studied there. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, I'm a chartered engineer. And so for my third, I was immigrated back to Europe. But what's the urge? We wanted to do something for Linden. I said, my elder brother also worked here. He worked here, I think in the 71, 72 for 5 years. At that time, I can remember the CEO was Mr. Haslin Paris, and the deputy CEO was Mr. Saw. I always remember those two names, but they were smart guys. So they said, why Linden? Very, very easy. The 36th president of the United States of America, I think I'm not just 35, Mr. John F. Kennedy once said, at his inauguration in 1961, he said, ask not what your country you can do for your country. The urge is what we as Guyanese can do for Guyana. That's why today we are here. One of the few centers we have partnership with the Guyana Police Force. To be precise, this is the 5th such center. And to crown it off, it's our 13th computer training center we got involved with here in Guyana as well as in North America. In addition to the police force, we work with CIOG, the ashram in Covenjon, the Valmiki School in Indian Fitzgerald Road in Queenstown area, where my brother did that one, and the west coast of Demerara. Over and above, we did similar centers in New York. So it's not our first rodeo, as you would say. Our aim was always the objective, working very close with the police force, on which we got extremely good cooperation with local partners. Their contribution, their support, I would say, second to none. In our presence here is a gentleman, Sergeant Hanover, who runs the center out in Essequibo. That was opened in 2013. And these centers collectively, in excess of 20,000 students, the police cadets pass through. It's a good feeling to know that we've invested our time, our effort, collectively as a team, and they're being used. Only yesterday someone was telling me that they started using the centers for, I think, doing the driving test, or they're doing the driving test online or something like that. Over and above, some of the centers I use for the CXC exams. And with the recent COVID outbreak, it's unbelievable how timely it was to have these centers working. So going back, they always say, it takes a village to raise a child. And And that we have done as a team. Our team is here today. Myself, I appointed myself a president of the foundation. But there's always a possibility of having a mutiny and throwing me out. But I'm the president, my wife is the vice president, self-appointed. Then there's narration. There's a gentleman, Mr. Sarwan Kumar, who couldn't make it. He's very active at this. He's very prevalent at all our centers. And he's also involved in this center. So our team is here excepting Mr. Sarwan. And we take pride in what we do. But most important, we've always specified and said that we want feedback. We want to know what's happening, anything we can help with, and we don't take any chances. Coming for this particular center to get it finished, there's a lot to be done in a short time. We even brought our engineers from New York. My brother Steve, who's a telecommunication engineer. We have Mr. Sunil here, who's an electrical engineer. He used to work with the Guyana Water Authority. And we have two other gentlemen, Mr. Akash and his son. Not forgetting another IT engineer, Mr. Hafiz. They all came in, they volunteered their time, all Guyanese by birth, of course, but left Guyana shows 20, 30, 40 years ago. But it shows Guyana is our roots. And we always say, you are the heroes. You're the ones who stay here and make it happen. Our contribution is small. Anybody can plant a tree, but if you don't maintain that tree, it will fall apart. And we are very, very particular in who we partnership with. If there's no follow-up online, it ain't gonna work. It has to be followed up, maintenance, maintaining it, and we look forward for that. Like our first center in 13 in Berbice. I think that's the one they call it Phoenix Austin? No. The FICO, is it? The one, I don't know what they call the one in Berbice.
FICO is Espresso. What is Phoenix Austin?
Phoenix Austin. That center, I said, we were there on Wednesday. It's unbelievable to know that it's almost 10 years old, 100% functional. There's a gentleman named Mr. Ramsey who runs it. Very passionate about what he does. Everything is spick, span, and work. That's what makes us feel good. I won't take up much more of your time. I know we're running a bit late, but it's a Guyanese 10 o'clock. Nice. That was meant to be so. So, for those few words, I just want to thank you very much for all your patience, your time. I want to thank all the Zara members who took time off on their busy schedules to come down here, spend a week. Wish everything goes well. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. Subraj, President of J and Sylvia Subraj Foundation. I now call on Mr. Sylvia Subraj, Vice President, J and Sylvia Subraj Foundation.
Good morning, all. All protocols observed, representatives of all faiths, head tables, all ranks of the Guyana Police Academy, members of the media, Zara team members, Al-Curriculum for Zara. The Jane Sylvester Bright Foundation, in working partnership with the Guyana Police across the various divisions, has been going on for quite a few years now, focusing on computer technology. With our consultant, Mr. Nadir Singh, the IT consultant, the IT wizard, a man who is very passionate about computer science. But To come back here in Linden is sweet memories. I came here 47 years ago. I just got married and we moved to Linden. It was a new awakening for me, where I got a lot of strength being alone, navigating the different cultures, and Mackenzie as a whole has built me make me a stronger person and give me a greater appreciation for what life has offered us along the way. Coming from a large family and a poor family, I have the greatest appreciation for each and every one of you sitting here to show up and to be a part of this ceremony, to enjoy what little we have and we can share with this entire community. So each of you can get a good start in life and become your own individual person, have a voice and be strong, especially for the women sitting here. You need to have a voice, you need to speak up and to be your own person and make your own mark in society. Thank you all for listening and have a good day.
Thank you, Mrs. Stubrach. I now call on Mr. Nardio Singh, Information Technology.
Members of the head table, members of the Guyana Police Force, fellow Guyanese, especially Guyanese from Wismar and Linden, a very, very good morning to you. A destiny. Something must happen to you, something will happen to you, and something that you don't know is going to happen to you. Today, in my wildest dream, I never thought that I would be here with the Zara team and with the Guyana Police Force to roll out state-of-the-art computer center for the people of Wismar. So why are we here? As a team, we're not here to give you a fish, which means we don't feed you for the day. We are here to teach you how to fish so you can feed yourself for the rest of your life. So how a smart boat in process and in stages of developing and to open. And our founder insisted that let's bring the smart board technology to Linden. And the smart board technology revolutionized the way you learn, you teach. And it is an incredible tool for us. And I'm encouraging everyone, the stakeholders, because there's a saying that says you could take the horses to the pond, but you cannot make them drink. But I'm telling you today, you bring the horses to the pond and we will make them drink. Because we will take the science of the technology and put it in layman's terms so the common person can understand. And technology is for all age. There's no young, there's no old. Because we could learn and we could Google anything we cannot and we don't know. So it's very important. I'm asking for real collaboration. Let's make us proud by you fully utilizing the center. We talk about preparation for CXC, we talk about collaboration with the schools, we talk about empowering women in IT, one of the biggest challenges we have in America, and one of the passion that I have, that I want to see more women take leadership role in information technology. This is something that is going to change your life, that is going to make you a better person, that is going to make you a stronger person, part of a culture, because information technology is no longer a skill, it's a culture. So I close here by saying, join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, IT consultant. And I'll call on Mr. Keaton King, Superintendent of Police, Forces Training Officer.
morning. Honorable Mayor, Deputy Commissioner Administration, Mr. Brutus, Commander Region 10, the Zara family. What a wonderful family. I'm Superintendent King, the Force Training Officer. In the year 2012, I met this dynamic Zara family when I was the training officer for the college in Essegrebo. And we developed a working relationship. The vision of this family is to bring advanced technology to not only these men and women, also children and adults across all 3 counties. When they were setting up that center in Essegrebo, it was our classroom, so we had to get a plan B. At the time, myself and staff and stakeholders, we converted the bottom flat of that building to a classroom to accommodate the Zara Center, which had a stipulated time to finish so that training could commence. Sergeant Hanover, who did his initial training at that college, capitalized on the training and the learning opportunities. Today, he is now the coordinator for others within the police environment. As the Force Training Officer, I am optimistic that this center, I'm speaking about the Linden Center, will be fully utilized as it relates to training, not only for policemen and women, but of the community, where emphasis must be placed on the development of our children. To Team Zara, it's a pleasure. It is a pleasure to have you on board and looking forward for your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent King. I now call on Superintendent Crystal Robinson, our Community Relations Officer.
Good morning, everyone. Deputy Commissioner Mr. Calvin Brutus, Zara team, senior and junior officer, cops and faith, the media, invitees, and a special thank you to our band, the police band. I'm Superintendent Robinson, for those who don't know me, but I think most of the persons here know me. We are operational, but not fully as yet, but the office is working. And this morning here I stand because opening the Community Relations Office, it's the face for the Guyana Police Force. We are the ones have to go out there, be the driving force, build the bridges, so we would have a smooth sailing with all the community across the 10 administrative region in Guyana. And we are looking forward to working with the youths, the teenagers, the adults, everybody. You're not too old to learn. And I must say a good compliment to the Zara team. I once was the commander for Region 2, and I know that the center was well utilized. Sergeant Andover used to ensure that the children being picked up when you're adult to child, and then he drop you off. There is no place for persons who are not intelligent, because if you look around you, in Guyana, we're fastly evolving in the world of technology. Likewise, skill. I can remember as a child, my father, I don't know how many of you here would remember City and Gale. My father used to take my brothers there. He says, as a man, you must have a skill. And I follow in my father's footsteps. I sent my son to GITC. Now that we have Exxon on board and we have oil in Guyana, I noticed they are calling for skilled persons. And last Tuesday, the administration signed on to a memorandum of agreement with the BIT, the Board of Industrial Training, so you could have a skill set that will take you for life. And we're encouraging each and every one of us to come on board. We're asking the station management, the cops and faith, the youth clubs, go into the community and spread the word. Everybody, because as Guyana is quickly changing, we need skill set persons. And we, the members of the Community Relations Office, which is activated in every region, we ensure we go out there and encourage you. We're not concerned if you're just out of prison. We need you. Come and get a skill. It's free. We'll be providing transportation, so you wouldn't say transportation is a problem. Come encourage your children to come to Zara to learn the computers. And I'm telling people, the young people especially, typing on the phone is not typing on the computer, because you have different features. Encourage your children, come and let them do the SBA, those who can't afford the internet at home. Come, encourage them to come out, utilize the center. That is what they're here for the members of the community. And we expect everyone to come and enjoy the offer that Zara put out here with us. And I must say thank you, Zara, for a long-standing time. You're here over a decade with us, and you're not giving up. You have the energy to go on and to continue going on. So this morning, I'm asking you to spread the word. Come on board with us. So we will be building bridges. We'll be the face, because we're here to plan. We're here to execute. So come on board with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Robinson. I now call on Mr. Calvin Butos, Deputy Commissioner of Administration Active.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and Commander of Region number 10, Mr. Wento. Our Worship, Ms. Monica Arundale, members of the Zara Foundation, the Sylvia J. and Sylvia Foundation, the Zara Group, senior officers, members of the Cops and Faith, members of the Station Management Committee and the Community Policing Groups, members of the media, ranks of the division, and members of the Community Relations Department, our band, the Police Force Band, MS. Good morning to all of you. It is indeed a pleasure to be on this occasion, having served as the commander here for several years and appreciating our interaction with members of the community, particularly youths and scouts. The idea to have a computer center at Wismar was born out of our strategic plan under the strategic pillar of partnership. We understand that in order to harness our youths and have them engage in positive activities is to seek out every means possible at our disposal to do so. The computer center being one of our primary tools to help develop our youths and keep them focused on positive activities and away from crime. and social disobedience. During my tenure here as commander, we embarked upon the Community Relation Initiative. This was piloted by the former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Sina Prasad, DSM, in the year 2014 in Georgetown. I worked in Georgetown and saw the initial rollout of the program at Imbak, Albaistown. Then we moved to Agricola, Tiger Bay, and other communities. That was a training ground for me to replicate it here in Linden. And we had enrolled across the region close to 900 youths being part of our youth and scout program. We recognize as well, because how we function in the past and until now is to rely on NGOs such as Zara, the business community. And when I was here with Selena Ramdihal and her family, they were a big contributor to the program. We had Mr. Trim and others who were on board to reach out to them and ask them to assist in whatever way. As a consequence, we are in the process of establishing the Guyana Police Community Relations Foundation, and we are in the process of drafting the Constitution. There was some correction to be made. That will be launched soon, and it is intended to sustain the program regardless of who is in the Guyana Police Force or not, because we know that at some time we have to part with the organization and go back to civilian life, and the foundation will live on and maintain the program with funding and the direction that the program will have to go. The computer center is critical to every region. This being the hub or the largest community concentration in this region on the Wismar shore. And our engagement with the youths right at Victory Valley, just a few corners away, Kelvin City and Silver City just that way. It is very close for them, and of course for others on the other shore, to come and make use of the center, to do their training, and to assist them with their academic learning and development. We've had in the past assisted the youths in their preparation for common entrance and for the CSEC exam. We've recognized that a huge cost is to do the SPAs, cost to print the documents, cost to organize it, and assistance to put it together. The Zara Center in this location, and as others across the police force, will be of great assistance in this regard. Printers will be available, tutors will be available to assist the youths, to bind their material and to have it ready for submission. The Zara Center is also intended to be used for study purposes by using the internet, and we are in discussion to have the e-library. So they will have the computers available to go into the library virtually to access material of use to them in whatever area they're studying. The timing of the centers will also be worked out based on the need of the youths in the community. Whether it be open every day, on to maybe 22 hours, 10 o'clock in the evening, to facilitate them to study. That will be worked out. We will also cater for security. You see work around going to complete the fence, to cast the compound, to have security lights and cameras installed on the perimeter, and to make sure that our staff who are on duty to interact with youth, public at the centers, that we have both genders on site at all times. Is to ensure that nothing that should not happen in our environment. As the program expands, we look at transportation and of course, meal for our youths who will be using the center. And this is from experience dealing with youths in many communities. Having that facility in place to encourage them to come, use the center, knowing fully well that we provide transportation, that we provide meals and refreshment, and facilities and tutors. So it's like a total package for youths. We are in discussion and soon to be as well to have all the Zara centers and the others that will be coming online very soon to be Microsoft certified. That will enable our youths who benefit from these centers to have certificates that are recognized across several territories, countries, that they can use to seek occupation of their choice. The Board of Industrial Training, the agreement with them, and we were just about to enter another agreement with the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, and that whole business group is geared also for youths who are benefiting from these centers and our community relations program to channel them into meaningful occupations, so that after these centers, they train in these centers, and they're of age, they can go into full-time employment in different areas. This is to ensure all of this, the overarching, maintain the system.